Hi guys and welcome back. We've got another laser level from Huepar and it's a good one. So yeah guys, we've got another laser level from Huepar. Now I know I do a lot of videos for Huepar, but that's because they're really good to the channel. They support the channel a load by sending products. They have sent this to me. I haven't paid for it. I do get to keep it afterwards, and I've just got to do a video, but they don't know what I'm going to say. They don't ask me to say nice things. It is just literally they send me the product to have a look at. So this is the s04cg/cr, which is a mouthful. I'm still getting no better at saying all of them. But this is a really good level. This is like breaching into professional laser levels, whereas the other ones are more sort of like DIY to tradesman sort of levels. This is really aimed at the professional market. Really good quality level, and it starts off with this case. So it's a really good solid case. All right, it's a bit spongy, but it's a good solid case. If you drop this, you're not going to damage the level inside or any of the components inside, which you get a lot with this as well for the money. You get a hell of a lot. Just why I remember, if you do want to buy this level, there's a link in the description, which is an affiliate link. I will earn a small commission out of it, but you won't have to pay any more towards it. It just supports the channel, that's all. So I'm going to flip you guys around. I'm going to bring you in closer because I really want to show you what's inside this and get a better look at what's included in this kit, like I say, which is a hell of a lot really. So let's do that. Okay, yeah, so like I said, excuse the dirt, like I have actually been using this quite a lot for work, but like I say, you get this really good quality case, which is a really nice case. And then inside, if I open it up, you can see it's absolutely jam-packed. So let's get the non so important thing out of the way first. We don't need that. And then let's take a look at it. So this isn't how you will get it. Like I said, I've been using it, so like, you know, some of the bits have been moved around in bits and pieces, but you get a USB charging cable with it and a power brick, which you don't get with a lot of things nowadays, let's be honest. You get the level itself, which we're going to look into in a bit more detail, but look at this thing, like, it's really nice. You get a rechargeable battery with it, and then you also get this little adapter that will take 4 AA batteries. Now they do supply these batteries with it as well, which comes in a little cell pack in there. But yeah, a little adapter for that, so that's really good. You get a remote control, which I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in a minute. You get this lift plate, which is awesome. Sorry, let me put that down for a minute. This little lift plate, don't know what you'd actually call it, what the technical name for it is, but you get a lift plate with it. You get a mounting plate, so you can screw that to the wall, and then you can use the base that comes with it attached onto that. That's magnetic. You get a receiver plate, which you get with all laser levels. Like I say, I don't tend to use these. If you've seen my other reviews, you know that I don't really use these, but it comes in the bag anyway. And then you get this lift base, which is really good actually. I'm really keen on this, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So let's just talk about this little lift plate that you get with it. Now I know you can buy these separate, you can buy them on eBay. I think they sell them as like little router lifts and stuff like that, but I've never actually seen or even thought about using it with a laser level before. It's the ideal thing really, because you know what it's like when you're trying to get to a mark on a wall or whatever. You'll be stacking up like bits of MDF, or maybe like getting the case that it come with a bit of MDF, and then your laser level, and then maybe like you'll be sticking instructions underneath it just to try and get that little bit more. Whereas this, it's just ideal for the job really, because it's super fine adjustable. And the laser level just sits comfortably on there, allowing you to just lift it up and down to whatever you need. So yeah, like I say, not the fanciest thing in the world, but I think it's such a cool little idea to have in the bag. Why wouldn't you do that? Do you know what I mean? Okay, so the next thing that we need to look at is this. It's called a multi-function bracket, they call it. It's quite cool actually. So it moves in all different directions. You can move things backwards and forwards, up and down. This is actually a tilt arm, so if you use this knob here, it'll tilt it up and down, and it's quite clever the way I'm actually holding this upside down at the minute. It actually goes that way up. You've got a little spirit level on the top there, little spirit bubble, which will tell you whether stuff's in plane or not. Don't really need that. I don't really see the point in that. Maybe a bit gimmicky, but it's there anyway. So the way to connect the level to this is you actually do it from the top. So you take one of these little laser guards here and slide that over the top, and that's how it'll hold to the wall. So with that, what you need is you need that little mounting plate, which I've screwed to this bit of MDF for reasons I'll show you in a minute. So, but this actually just locks onto there, and it's actually quite a firm magnet on the back of that. Now, if you've seen any of the other videos that I've done on laser levels, these look sort of like entry level laser levels, if you like. My main complaint with them has always been the magnets on the back of it. This one's got a good magnet on the back of it. I'm impressed with this magnet. Normally the magnets are a bit rubbish, for want of a better word, really. So I'm going to flip this round. We're going to pretend this is our wall. I'm going to mount this in my vise, and I can show you how that works. Okay, so like I said, if we pretend that this bit of MDF is our wall here, you can see I've screwed this mounting plate onto the wall, if you like, and then you can then take the multifunction base and it just magnetizes on there. Like if I pan you down, you can see that it's floating, it's not sat on top of there, and then that gives you a hell of a lot of fine adjustment for stuff. Like I said, this knob here will take the level up and down. You've got this one here which will pan it backwards and forwards, and it's really fine. Like the fine adjustment on this is like almost frustrating because it's going to take you so long to get from there to there. Do you know what I mean? But it's ideal for what you want. And then you've got this one here which will actually pivot the laser left and right, and then you've got this one here which will do left and right this way. So this one on the front will tilt this way and this way, and then this one here takes the level backwards and forwards, probably 10mm each way. Like I said, the fine adjustment on this is almost frustrating because it's going to take you so long to get from there to there. But I say that like it's a negative, but it really isn't, because you really do want this to be fine adjustable. You know what it's like if you're using a laser level when you're trying to do it, hang on, just like when you're trying to use it just on the floor and you're trying to line it by just spinning this. It can be so frustrating because what's a couple of mil over here is, you know, half a metre over there. So yeah, having this little function is so good, so handy. I'm going to be using that a hell of a lot. Okay, so let's just take a little look at the laser itself, which is really why we've come here, really, isn't it? Not a hell of a lot different to other lasers out there on the market, especially other Huepar lasers, other than a few key features which are really good. Like for instance, these little laser window covers, they're actually metal on here. I'm assuming some sort of cast maybe, but yeah, they're made out of metal, which is really good. The other ones on the other laser levels that I've done reviews on have been plastic, and they feel like they could break off quite easily, whereas these are, like I said, they're some sort of cast, you know, cast metal, so they're going to last. You've got 4 lasers on this one itself, so 4x360. I get a lot of questions on my videos about why you would need 2 horizontal lines, so I'll link a video maybe up here or here, whatever corner it's in, just to explain what I use that for. It's just a bit of an easier way of doing it. Okay, another key feature of that is you've actually got this little LED display. So I'm going to turn the laser on now and I can show you that in action. So if I can get that to focus, there you go. So it'll give you your X and Y points, whether you're in, how out of level you are. It'll give you a battery indicator, which is really good. I haven't actually seen that on some of these entry level lasers, so that's really handy to have. On the top, self-explanatory with the buttons on there. So you've got a power on button, so if this is in the off position and you want to lock that, lock the laser off, you can use this button to turn it back on. You've got your vertical ones here, which will do the cycle through what lasers you have on and what ones you have off. Yet again, the same with the horizontals, you can turn them all off or all on. Pretty self-explanatory stuff there really, but it's just nice having that LED display with your readouts of what you've got on there. Not only that, if I turn this off and then I turn it back on by pressing and holding that button, you can see down in the corner here now that we've actually got a little padlock on there, and that's telling us that them lasers are locked in position, so you can move that round. Okay, so on the bottom here is where your battery goes. So now with mine was a little bit stiff when it come. There was a bit of plastic wedged in there that I had to get a little penknife in and get out, but now it's opening really smoothly just by pushing that button in there. Don't do what I did when I first got it. I thought you had to lift by this little plate here, but you don't. You push it in and then that will release that. So in there you can put your either rechargeable battery or the other batteries that come with it. You can charge directly on the battery itself using the supplied cable, or you can put the battery in and then charge on the device itself, and I believe you can use this plugged in as well, so you can run it off the mains. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about is this little remote control that comes with it. So on here you can see you've got a power on and off button, you've got a horizontal, so you can turn your horizontals on and off, and you've got a vertical on and off button on there. You've also got a pulse mode, which I can't show you at the minute because I haven't got a receiver to go with this. I'm not sure what the F1 and F2 buttons do. I'll need to get hold of Huepar and find out what they're for. There's nothing in the instructions on it, so I'm not too sure, but I will be talking to them to find out. But the other cool little feature with this, which I haven't seen on any of the little remotes that come with these sort of laser levels, is this is actually rechargeable, and I was quite surprised to see this. Can I get you in focus there? Yeah, so USB-C to charge that, and you can probably see this is flashing at the minute. It's flashing because it's not connected to the laser level itself. If I turn that on, that should pair with it. There you go. So that's paired with it now. And that will let me turn off. You can probably see in the background there. There you go. It'll turn the lines on and off. But yeah, so when it's dying, this green light in the middle here will actually go red. And likewise, when it's on charge, it'll be red and whilst it's charging, and then it'll go green when it's fully charged. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about now is just about how sharp these laser lines actually are on here. Now, this is a massive improvement over my other one that I've got, which I didn't have any complaints with at all, to be honest. But if I zoom you in here, you can see just how crisp them laser lines are. There's barely any bleed on the side of them. They're about 2 to 3 mil thick, them laser lines, but yeah, if I show you, like, there's barely any bleed on any of them lines, which is really cool. And while we're on the subject of the laser lines as well, we want to talk about the range. So this is rated at plus and minus 3 over 10 meters, which is about standard, to be honest. You get that on some of the higher end, like the Milwaukees and the Walts and all that. They're all plus or minus 3 mil at 10 meters, but actually in practice you don't really find they're that far out at all, to be honest, if anything. So the max range on this is about 35 meters. I haven't been able to test that, to be honest, and like I said, with a rangefinder you'll get that a lot further, but I haven't got a pickup receiver for a green line. I've only got one for a red line for my little DeWalt, so I haven't been able to test that. But to be honest, for everything that I've used it for, sort of like indoors and carpentry works, I do a lot of kitchen fitting, as you know, or fitted furniture, it's been bang on. There's been no complaints with that at all. Battery time on this, so it's rated at 5 hours. I had it turned on with all of the lasers on, and I got about 3.5 hours. It was probably somewhere around about 3 hours 25 minutes, so I'd go for about that. So, but the only thing that I have found with it is if you leave that rechargeable battery in it when it's in the box, it will discharge. Now, I don't know if that's a fault with my unit alone. I've pinged a question over to Huepar to ask them that. So it'll say down on the screen here whether it is that or not. But yeah, so I've been having to take the battery out to put it in the box, which isn't, let's be honest, you know, it's not a massive problem. You know, it takes a second to bang it out, you know, literally bang it out and bang it back in when you use it, but it's just remembering to do that. The first few times I did actually think that there was something wrong with it, but once I've started doing that, it's been absolutely fine. So yeah, not a lot else to talk about really, guys. It's really well built, feels really solid. I'm really happy with it actually. So I know I say that with a lot of them, but for the money you really can't go wrong with these. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm a professional, if you like. I'm in the trade. I'm out jobbing all day every day, and one of these plays a massive part in the things that I do. So, and I've been using this a lot. So they sent it to me 3 weeks to a month ago, something like that now, and I've been using it day in, day out, and other than that little issue with discharging the battery, it's been absolutely bang on. So yeah, I can't complain there. So, but anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, not a lot else to talk about. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll get back to asking you, or I can go to Huepar themselves and actually talk to them about it. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to leave it there. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you want to see any more of this sort of stuff, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, you'll be up to date with all of my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.